Here are 10 dark signs you're actually mentally stronger than most. Number 10. Notice hidden patterns. You're walking down the street. Everything looks normal, but something in your gut says, nope, something's off. Most people would just keep scrolling on their phones, completely oblivious. But you catch it. The guy who suddenly changed his pace. The car that circled the block twice. The weird silence in the cafe that wasn't there a second ago. That's not paranoia. That's your brain running constant background surveillance. Psychologists call it hypervigilance, an ability that often develops after you've been through rough times. It's like your nervous system installed a permanent motion detector. You spot the patterns others miss because experience taught you not to ignore them. Sure, it's exhausting. Running mental security cameras 24/7 drains you. But here's the flip. Most people would need years of training to reach that level of awareness. You've got it built in. What feels like a burden is actually a kind of street-level superpower. Number 9. Remember mistakes too vividly. Ever find yourself replaying that one embarrassing slip-up from years ago, like your brain queued it up on repeat just to torture you? Most people shrug off their mistakes and move on, but not you. Your brain holds on to every cringe detail like a personal highlight reel of failure. And yeah, it feels brutal. But here's the twist. That's actually a feature, not a flaw. Deep inside your brain, the anterior cingulate cortex is working overtime, logging every screw-up as data, not to humiliate you, but to make sure you don't crash the same way twice. It's like having a coach who never lets you forget the bad plays, because that's how you get stronger. Most people only remember their wins. You remember the bloopers too, which means you learn faster, adapt quicker, and avoid repeating the same mistakes. It feels heavy, but it's mental armor. Number 8. Withdrawing after success. You've crushed a project, nailed the exam, or finally hit that goal. And instead of celebrating like everyone expects, you just pull back. People assume you're arrogant, ungrateful, or too cool to enjoy the win. But that silence after success isn't weakness. It's actually one of the strongest signs of mental toughness. Most people ride the high of applause, soaking in validation like it's oxygen. But mentally strong people know external praise fades fast. You don't hang around waiting for compliments. You reset. You're already scanning for the next mountain to climb. Think of it like this. While others are busy throwing a victory party, you're sharpening your tools for the next battle. It looks cold on the outside, but it's really discipline. Success isn't a resting place for you. It's just a checkpoint. And instead of chasing cheers, you're chasing growth. Number 7. Can't relax. When things go right, you get great news. A promotion, a big opportunity, maybe even someone saying yes to you. And your brain instantly whispers, okay, but what's the catch? To most people, that looks negative, like you can't enjoy anything. But doubting the good news isn't weakness. It's actually defensive pessimism, and it's a survival strategy. Instead of daydreaming about how perfect things will be, you automatically scan for what could go wrong. Embarrassment, failure, disaster. You've already played those scenarios in your head. Sounds dark, but it means you're prepared for anything. Athletes, performers use this trick. They imagine the absolute worst, so when reality throws a curveball, they're not shocked. They're ready. Sure, people might call you a downer, but you're not predicting failure. You're rehearsing survival. In a world that worships blind optimism, you're the one carrying a flashlight. Number 6. Absorbing others' emotions. You walk into a room and it hits you. The tension, the sadness, even the fake cheer. You don't just notice how people feel, you feel it. Most call that oversensitive. In reality, it's emotional strength. Your brain's mirror system is wired like an amplifier. You pick up signals others don't even register. The stress in someone's voice, the forced smile, the unspoken heaviness. And yes, it can be exhausting, like carrying everyone else's baggage on top of your own. But here's the flip. Being able to absorb all that and still function makes you tougher than most. Where others drown in just their own problems, you're carrying double loads every day and surviving. Number 5. Needing to disappear sometimes. You vanish. No texts, no posts, no "I'll be offline" announcement. One day you're here, the next you're gone. People think you're flaky, unreliable, maybe even hiding something. But those disappearances aren't weakness, they're tactics. Mentally strong people know that constant noise drains focus and emotional bandwidth. When the world starts to feel too loud, you don't wait for a breakdown. You pull the plug early. You retreat, recharge, and come back sharper. It's not running away. It's resetting the system. Think of it like a fighter stepping back between rounds. They're not quitting. They're catching their breath, reading the opponent, and conserving energy for the next hit. That day or two off the radar isn't selfish. It's maintenance. The people who call it flaky are usually the ones burning out in public. Number 4, rejecting compliments. Someone praises your work, your style, or something you nailed, and instead of soaking it in, you brush it off. It was nothing. I just got lucky. Anyone could have done it. To most people, that looks insecure or even rude. But rejecting compliments isn't weakness. It's discipline. Your brain has a built-in drill sergeant that refuses to let you get comfortable. Where others ride on praise, you stay sharp by treating success like it's just the beginning. Psychologists call this the negativity bias. We naturally give more weight to criticism than praise. And in your case, it fuels growth. Think about it. The people who constantly brag about their achievements rarely improve. They're too busy clapping for themselves. You, on the other hand, reject the applause because you know there's more to do. It's not false modesty, it's hunger. Compliments are nice, but progress is better. Number 3, difficulty sleeping, racing mind at night. Everyone else's head hits the pillow and they're out cold. You, the second it's quiet, your brain cranks up like it just had 3 espressos. Every mistake, every what if, every possible disaster, all playing at once. To outsiders, it looks like weakness, like you can't just relax. But what's really happening is mental overdrive. Your brain doesn't shut down with the lights. It uses the quiet to process, problem solve, and stress test scenarios. You're rehearsing conversations, running through plans, spotting flaws before they happen. It's not rest, it's reconnaissance. Sure, it leaves you tired the next day. But here's the flip. While most people sleep through life's warning signs, you've already run the simulation. You've seen the cracks, tested the backup plans, and braced for impact. That racing mind is proof you're not fragile. You're the kind of strong that never stops working, even in the dark. Number 2, holding back when you could destroy someone. You've been in those moments. Mid-argument, someone's coming at you, and your brain instantly spots the kill shot. The flaw in their logic, the weakness in their character, the one thing you could say that would shut them down completely, and you don't use it. Most people would call that hesitation, but it's actually restraint, and restraint is power. Mentally strong people know that just because you can wreck someone doesn't mean you should. Dropping the hammer might feel good in the moment, but it burns bridges, escalates conflict, and shows you've lost control. Your strength is in knowing the weapon is there and choosing not to fire it. You're not weak, you're disciplined. The real danger isn't the person shouting the loudest. It's the one who could end you with a single line and decides to stay silent. Quick pause before we hit number 1. I want to know, which of these dark signs hit you the hardest? The one that made you think, damn, that's literally me. Drop it in the comments because I'll be reading through them. And if you've made it this far, hit that like button. It tells me you're tougher than most people could ever guess. Number 1, functioning while suffering. You show up, get the job done, smile at the right moments, and nobody has a clue that inside you're fighting a war. Most people fall apart when life piles on pain. You don't. You split yourself in 2. One part suffers in silence, the other keeps moving forward. Psychologists call it compartmentalization. Think of your mind like a filing cabinet. Chaos is raging in one drawer, but you still pull open the work, family, or responsibility drawer without missing a beat. To others, it looks like everything's fine. To you, it feels like holding a cracked dam together with your bare hands. It's not glamorous, it's not easy, but it's strength most people will never understand. You can take the hit and still deliver. That's not weakness hiding behind a mask, and that's resilience disguised as normal life.